Story. We're joined now by Francisco Dominguez, who's the head of the Center for Brazilian and Latin American Studies at Middlesex University. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. First of all, looking ahead to what begins now, the Senate trial gets underway. It can last 180 days. The figures seem to stack up against Dilma Roussef. Is it almost certain now that she will be permanently removed from office?
Nobody knows really for certain. Nobody can say 100% that she's going to be removed. What does look like is the country is going to be polarized, and there is going to be a massive intensification of mobilizations against the coup or against the removal. And the government that is coming, Temer government, is going to be an extremely weak government. It's not going to have any legitimacy. And I don't think it has any support, even though there is support in some places against Dilma and against the Workers' Party. It's a government that comes in a very, very weak position. So I think this is going to intensify quite dramatically in the next period.
We're expecting to hear from Michel Temer this evening. He's to be sworn in. He's to make a speech. He's to present some of his cabinet. Some of those names have already been filtering out. We've been hearing, for instance, that the former central bank chief, Middlesex, has been named a new finance minister. The cabinet will take shape. I expect the whole country will be looking very closely at the words that Michel Temer chooses tonight.
Yeah, I think the crucial thing is that he seems to be striking an alliance with the right-wing PSDB, which is not going to go down very well with so many people. And the moment he begins to apply his program, which is essentially a neoliberal program, where he says it's necessary to reverse some of the excessive expenditure on social programs and so forth, you can imagine the way this is going to be received. People see this very much as a threat. And in terms of the actual situation itself regarding the juridical position of Dilma Roussef, it's being perceived by Brazilians as well as by many other people, including media around the world, that this is quite scandalous. It's about 300 MPs in the Congress who have been investigated for corruption. About 60% of the people in the Senate actually also are being investigated for corruption. And this correlates pretty precisely with the people who voted. So it looks like very much something like a coup. This is what she calls. And in the speech, Rousseff called for resistance. I think people are going to hit this call.
People then, do you expect, will be taking to the streets to make their voices heard? This is, in any case, a country that's been profoundly divided by what's happened over the course of the last few months. And one does have a sense that beyond the political play between the various parties, each vying for power and fighting off these accusations of corruptions, there is a profound societal cleavage that's come to the fore in Brazil, and that's likely to become more apparent over the coming days.
Yeah, I think so. Nevertheless, there are important considerations to be made here. The Workers' Party on its own is able to get 54 million votes. I think on the other side, all the other political parties, which is about 25, 35 of them, may manage to get something like 48 million. And therefore, from the point of view of the division that exists now, the number of people that the Workers' Party and its allies, which are not many, but in terms of the masses, are going to be able to mobilize huge amounts. On the other side, now the focus is going to be on them. They're going to be, in the limelight to see what they do. Before, it was all about the Workers' Party. Now it's going to be about what they do. And given the degree of illegitimacy, and given that people are going to believe that they will be able to do something before she's actually impeached in 180 days, I think you will see a significant intensification of mobilization of every kind throughout the nation.
Thank you very much indeed, Francisco Dominguez, for joining us this evening as we